Whenever we hear the term artificial intelligence, the first company that comes to our minds is ChatGPT. It makes sense because algorithms like ChatGPT have made our lives so much easier. But the company that is really bringing a revolution in the world of AI is not any GPT software. It is hardware manufacturer NVIDIA. They launched the world's first GPU in 1999, the iconic GeForce 256, which started a revolution in the world of computing. And now they are doing things which will have even bigger impact. When it comes to investing, it is better to invest only in those companies which we completely understand. NVIDIA is a very high-tech company, and tech companies are usually difficult to understand. Even Warren Buffett avoided tech stocks most of his life because according to him, they were outside his circle of competence. So today, we will first try to understand how the products and services of NVIDIA can affect our lives. Only after that, an investing decision can be made. We have to discuss a lot of high-tech stuff. So let's begin. Namaste and welcome to Retail Investing. First came the personal computer. IBM released the world's first PC in the 1980s. It took roughly 20 years to reach 1 billion people, and it transformed education and businesses like never before. Then came the iPhone.
This is a day I've been looking forward to for 2.5 years.
When Apple released their first iPhone in 2007, it took only 5 years to reach 1 billion people. It put touch interfaces, powerful cloud computing, and applications literally in the hands of 1 billion people in no time. If these two were technology waves, what is happening today is a tsunami. ChatGPT reached 100 million users in just a few months, making it the fastest growing application in history. Artificial intelligence can perform very intelligent tasks using plain and simple human language. Things like creating 3D videos by typing a few words. The user does not require any programming skills whatsoever. That is how powerful this tsunami is. Now the question is, what is powering this tsunami? The short answer would be new age computing, and the pioneer of this new age computing is NVIDIA. Before we look into the products and services offered by NVIDIA, we need to understand something called the Moore's law. So modern processors, also known as integrated circuits, are made of transistors. The higher the number of transistors, the more powerful a processor is. The Moore's law states that the number of transistors in integrated circuits doubles every 2 years. Now that is massive compounding. Now this law is not a law of physics like the laws of motion. It is empirical, which means it is based on observations. So in the 1970s, an Intel processor had around 1000 transistors. Today, an Intel 13th generation chip, the i9-13900K, has around 26 billion transistors. A billion with a B and 9 zeros. The Apple M1 Max chip has 57 billion transistors. According to the Moore's law, the Apple Max chip will have 1 trillion transistors in the next 8 years or so. Can this growth in the number of transistors continue till infinity? Probably not. And that's where NVIDIA comes into play. According to the company, their hardware acceleration technology is going to move ahead of the Moore's law, which means more computing power with less increments in the number of transistors. The computing power that is required to train AI is enormous. When an algorithm like ChatGPT uses simple human language as inputs and the output is a detailed video, extremely large datasets have to be processed. These kinds of algorithms are called large language models, and they require supercomputing capabilities to function. NVIDIA is the most capable company for supplying that kind of hardware. It is almost shocking to know how big of an impact AI is going to have across industries. Let's start with the pharmaceutical industry. So if a pharma company plans to bring a new drug to the market, it takes around 10 to 15 years of research and a couple of $1 billion. NVIDIA has a division called AI Foundations, and that is going to reduce the time for early stage drug discovery by 4 times. Their second product on our list is NVIDIA Omniverse. It connects the physical world with the digital world. Let me explain how it works. So all the big and powerful industries like electronics, automobiles, factories, luxury goods, they not only want Omniverse but also need it. So Omniverse is basically a virtual world, and suppose there is a car in the real world. There will be a digital version of the same car in the Omniverse as well, and the digital version can be used to control the physical car. It will also apply to large machinery and big robots. It sounds like Ultron. Please exercise caution. Companies like Amazon Robotics, BMW, Mercedes, Jaguar Land Rover are already using Omniverse. NVIDIA is also building something called Earth 2, a digital version of our entire planet. It will help scientists deal with climate change. The automotive industry is worth more than $3 trillion, and the future is self-driving cars. But making them is not easy. 2 AI computers are required. One inside the car and one inside the AI factory/the data center. Some of the largest automakers are already developing softwares for their self-driving cars on NVIDIA Drive. NVIDIA's most popular product is their ray tracing graphics cards. Ray tracing is an advanced modeling technique for something called light transport. You see, creating realistic lighting inside of a simulation is one of the biggest challenges for AI algorithms as of now. NVIDIA is clearly the leader in ray tracing/light transport. It finds applications in gaming, and the esports industry is growing very fast. It is a huge market for GPUs. So here is the latest quarterly results reported by NVIDIA. The quarter 4 revenues for financial year 2024 was $22 billion. That is a growth of 3.6 times compared to the same quarter of the previous financial year. Growth in revenues alone does not mean anything. Real strength comes from the margins. NVIDIA's gross profit margin is 76%. That kind of gross margin indicates the company has pricing power and it is some kind of a monopoly. This is the result of a very strong business moat. The stock price has doubled, but their earnings per share has more than doubled. In fact, it has gone up by 586%. So here is the consolidated balance sheet. We just saw that the revenues grew by 3.65 times, but if you look at the long-term assets, they haven't even grown. So with the same physical assets they had a year ago, they succeeded at multiplying their revenues. This is the sign of very high efficiency, or economies of scale, whatever you want to call it. The result of this efficiency can be seen in the cash position, which has doubled from the previous year. The company has very low debt and they won't need much debt in the future to expand. They can just use their cash. Value in a business comes from the future cash flows. That's it. So investors need to have some idea of how much cash can NVIDIA print for them in the future. That is the only way to get investing success in the long run. But in the short term, things are pretty much random. Currently, the market is giving NVIDIA a price to earnings multiple of 66. Apple, which is also a very big tech company, is trading at a price to earnings multiple of 28. Microsoft, which is the world's largest company as of now by market cap, is trading at a price to earnings multiple of 37. So NVIDIA is not an undervalued stock as of now. At best, it is fairly valued. But please remember what Charlie Munger said about valuations of businesses. A wonderful business at a fair price is superior to a fair business at a wonderful price. NVIDIA, without any doubt, is a wonderful business. This company is going to generate cash flows every time other big companies use AI for productivity. Tesla, Microsoft, BMW, Jaguar Land Rover are all clients of NVIDIA, and they cannot replace NVIDIA. As a matter of fact, in the global top 500 list of supercomputers, more than 70% is powered by NVIDIA GPUs. That is a monopoly. The current tech landscape resembles the gold rush of the 1800s a lot. And AI is today's gold. But what happened in the gold rush was that the gold miners went bankrupt due to fierce competition. But the people who sold picks and shovels became extremely wealthy. NVIDIA is providing the picks and shovels today, and they are the monopoly in it. AMD and Intel are also building GPUs, but they are at least one generation behind NVIDIA. If they catch up, then there could be risk for NVIDIA of losing market share. Companies like OpenAI/ChatGPT are doing the gold mining. Apparently, they have no business moat yet. Hundreds of companies can develop a ChatGPT-like algorithm and it will become a commodity. One GPT service will become indistinguishable from another. The CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, understands this. And to maintain a competitive edge, he is trying to raise $7 trillion for chip manufacturing. This is absurd. $7 trillion is more than the nominal GDP of every country in the world except two. For startups, when capital is raised, it is usually in millions, sometimes in billions, but never in trillions. If you are a believer in the picks and shovels investing strategy, there could be many other options as well. For example, two Indian companies, ASM Technologies and SPEL Semiconductors, hit upper circuits on 23rd February out of nowhere. I would consider studying them. Don't forget to type in the comment section, what do you think of NVIDIA and OpenAI as investing options? I'll see you soon. Jai Hind.